Welcome, everybody. 22 high school basketball. Tonight's matchup features boys from Scott County going up against the East Jessamine Jaguars. It's a rematch of a game played last year. It's a revenge game for the Cardinals. They lost, I think it was pretty much on free throws at the end, 64-53 down in Nicholasville. It was one of those up and down seasons for the Cardinals last year. They ended up with 9 wins and 11 losses in the abbreviated schedule. Struggled toward the end of the year with depth and injuries and illness and a lot of things that a lot of teams dealt with. But they're back with a veteran group that is ready to make some noise once again in the 42nd District, going up against a team from the 12th region tonight that lost an abundance of its roster from last year. I'm Cal Oakes here with Coach Scott Willard. And, Coach, I was just showing you off the air. I was crossing off the names of people who were no longer with the team on East Jessamine's stat sheet. I wasn't left with much.
Yeah. Just by looking at it, I think it looked like they're about top 7 or 8 players from last year went by the way of graduation. So it's kind of a mystery what they'll, not sure about, what they got coming back and how they'll be. And, the first night, it's always in any kind of sporting event, football, basketball, baseball, there's always those little first game jitters and everybody's excited about playing and the first time out in live action. So it'll be fun to, you'll have looks like you got a pretty decent crowd in here. And, these kids have been working hard on both sides and they're excited to get to play in actually a real game.
Yeah, you're familiar with it in baseball. That first real ground ball when you're out of the field house and on the field and on the actual grass or turf is a little different. It's the same story in basketball. That first shot with the fans yelling in your ear in the background and all that stuff. So it is nice to have some fans back in the building this year. It's should be one of those things that continues to grow as the season goes on. Of course, if you're joining us here on the network, we thank you. And there will be, I think I counted, minimum 26 games this year between the 4 varsity teams. So we are glad you could join us. Let's talk a little bit more about the team you're going to watch tonight. Scott County, as we said, a veteran group, and you're familiar with a lot of these guys. There's some multi-sport athletes on this team. We're talking off the air about Jeremy Hamilton, plays 3 sports, is a force in all of them, and he's a guy that as he gets into basketball shape is going to make a difference for this team.
Yeah, he's a really good athlete. It'll just take him a while to get his what you call sea legs under him a little bit and get into basketball form. And the same way with probably Andrew Wilhite. He's not the prolific scorer, but he's going to get down and play defense and rebound and do all the dirty work. And he's another guy that's a 3-sport guy. So, Coach Glenn keeps telling me that Micah's going to come out and play baseball this year. So it's, it's a good thing that, we got those guys. And, I saw where a guy like Danny Armstrong was the player of the game in the JV game the other day. So, a lot of those guys do multiple things.
Yeah, the apple didn't fall far from the tree then because Coach Glenn was a fine baseball player himself. It's, I think what I'm excited about with this team is the offense stepping up its game. Last year it was very much up and down and inconsistent. Some nights they would shoot the ball well, and other nights it was just tough to watch, especially toward the end of the season. And I think judging from these first 2 preseason games, they scored 75 points in each of them. I saw from a lot of different people like Micah Glenn, from Jay-Z Middleton, Isaiah Haynes, Nick Mosby. They are all going to be capable of going off for 15, 20, or perhaps even more on any given night. And that's going to help this team look more like the Scott County that we're used to.
Yeah, the last time that, you saw a Scott County team that made a big run was the state tournament team, and it was almost tearing Hamilton. But now I think they can it could be one of 3 or 4 different guys that could be the leading scorer on any given night. So, I don't think you can just try to lock down on one guy and say, if we stop this guy, we'll stop their offense. I think they have a lot of different players that are versatile, can score, and kind of who's got the hot hand that night, gets the ball and let's go. And, I talked to Coach Glenn a little bit. I think they're really trying to push the tempo a lot more than they have did last year. And I think, just like you said earlier, their lack of depth. And, I think they maybe played a game over at Woodford County last year where they had like 6 players that were eligible to play in the game with sickness and injuries and things like that. So, I think they can push the tempo a little bit because I think they have quite a bit more depth.
Yeah, you mentioned that 4th 11th region championship team from 2020. It seems like 100 years ago with COVID and everything, but it really, there's 3 guys on this team that played a fairly significant role in that bunch. Micah Glenn played a lot. Isaiah Haynes played a lot. Nick Mosby played quite a bit before he broke his arm that season. So, and Jeremy Hamilton, of course. Yeah. So that makes 4. So there's some guys that have been through the battles and know how to get it done, and that can only serve them well. And of course, it kind of baptized by fire last year. I think the district was very good, as always, with Henry Clay and Douglas, and Bryan Station stepped up its game, and Sayre had one of its better teams. So I think it was a perfect storm last year, and it's not going to be any easier this season, but I think they are better equipped for it. East Jessamine comes in. We mentioned their lack of experience. I added it up, 56.4 points per game out of their 61.6 that they averaged has graduated. They were the district champions down in the 12th region, where they also made it to the semifinals. But their leading returning scorer is a kid by the name of Isaiah Daniel. He only played in 3 games and scored 8 points. So it is an all-new cast for the Jaguars, coached by Matthew Tuning, as they come in here tonight. It's a busy night. It's opening night for just about everybody in the county. The only team that's not playing are the Great Crossing girls. They will start on Friday night at Gunbar, but over across town, Great Crossing hosting West Jessamine. We will get some updates from that as we're able. And on the girls' side, Scott County girls have already tipped off down at North Lowell. It is 3-2 Lady Cards, only a couple minutes into that one, but we'll try to let you know how that is going as the night goes on. Teams are just about ready for the anthem and introductions, and we will take a break when that happens. But looks like your starters for the Cardinals will be Micah Glenn, Isaiah Haynes, J.Z. Middleton, Nick Mosby, and I think Jeremy Hamilton looks like he's sitting down. So it might be the starting 5 we have come to expect from this group. We'll get to it momentarily, but fans will be rising for the anthem. We'll be back on the other side. Welcome back here on the Bird's Nest Broadcast Network. Cal Oaks along with Scott Willard. Tonight's title sponsor is Bluegrass Orthopedics. We will present the BGO Player of the Game plaque at the end of this one. Starting lineups being introduced. We mentioned we'll go down the list. J.Z. Middleton, 5'8", junior guard. A lot of these players have reclassified under the auspices of the Senate bill that allows kids that were on a roster during the COVID year to reclassify and repeat a year if they choose, and several players have elected to do that. Micah Glenn's another one that falls into that category, a 6'1" junior. Nick Mosby, 6'4" junior. He tends to play a wing, and he is a streaky shooter. Saw him have an 18-point quarter against Owen County in a preseason game. Isaiah Haynes, one of the two seniors in the starting lineup. He is a 6'2" forward. And then Jeremy Hamilton, listed at 6'1", but plays a lot taller than that. He's got football offers from Louisville and Eastern Kentucky. He also runs track, and he has been a force here, as we mentioned, the past 3 seasons. East Jessamine's got some wide bodies down there, Coach. Just some guys we were mentioning in pregame look like you might be able to suit them up on the line and do pretty well.
Yeah, they look like big, thick young men down there. So, hopefully we can get up and down the floor in transition and get those guys going.
Yeah, sometimes that gives you the clue that you might be able to get the running game started. You don't want to get into a half-court game with them. Bryson Hubbard is the one that comes to mind. He's listed at 6'3", 225. He wears number 45. He is a senior. We've got Isaiah Daniel, the player we mentioned that had a little bit of experience last year, 6' junior. 24 is Turner Schaus. He is a 6'2" senior. Number 4 is Nicholas Thompson, a 5'8" junior. And number 3, Hayden Frazier, also a 5'8" junior. So other than Mr. Hubbard in the starting lineup, they're not overly big.
Actually get to play with a jump ball this year.
That is nice. We had the coin flip last year to avoid that extra point of contact, but I don't think it was popular with a lot of people. I think mostly you still have to get close to flip a coin. Anyway, Haynes will tip it to Middleton, and we are underway. Mosby on the left wing loses the dribble for a second, now tries to throw it off the foot, and he's successful. It will stay with the Cardinals.
Very tight man-to-man. It's starting out with at East Jessamine.
Into the backcourt with Middleton. He dishes to Mosby, around to Haynes. Everybody getting a handle on it this first possession. Glenn back to Middleton, thinks about a shot, gets it over to an open Glenn. He'll drive toward the baseline, kick it to Mosby. Playing pass with it. Middleton to Haynes, misses. Middleton chases down the rebound, and he'll get fouled. A loose ball foul away from the basket.
What I could just tell by that first possession is Scott County looks very unselfish. Might have even passed up a few good looks to try to get the extra pass.
Yeah, that's unlike last year's team. Sometimes they like that shot a little more quickly. Now they have all officially touched it on this opening possession as Hamilton gets it and quickly dishes it away. And now he'll get it back from Middleton. Haynes up top. Patient in the half-court set are the Cardinals. They've worn down the first 45 seconds of this clock. And they'll reset to Middleton once again. Now Glenn on the drive and the dish to Hamilton for an easy deuce. They waited for the shot and they got it. Took a full minute, but they got the shot they wanted. The layup with Jeremy Hamilton, 2-0 Cardinals. Now the Jaguars will look inside and throw it away. Big target there is Schaus at 6'2", but he needed to be about 8'2" to grab that pass. It will go back to SC. J.Z. Middleton, point guard, dishes to Micah Glenn. Glenn now kicks it to Haynes from the top of the key. Swish, a little floater. Almost a little foul away, but it goes 2 for 2 of the Cards, 4-0.
Looked very good on offense early.
They're getting the shots they want. I'm not sure. Maybe Haynes shot a little quicker than they wanted to. It made it work. Now the steal for Hamilton. And quickly the Cards going to work again. Haynes for 3. Back rim, no good. Rebounded by East Jessamine. Coming away with it is Nicholas Thompson. Pressure, as you said, in the half court. They'll bring the red heat from time to time. Another steal. Nope, it's on the baseline.
Standing on the baseline. Real good hands there by Haynes.
Quick hands, just not quick enough to get the feet settled on the court. It will stay with the team in green and blue. But another steal as Hamilton ties it up. We'll see which way the possession arrow. It should go with the Jaguars as the Cardinals won the opening tap. 6:02 remaining first quarter, 4-0 Scott County.
I think Coach Glenn's got to be real happy with the way that Scott County's come out, intensity on defense.
Shot inside off the back rim, no good. Hustling for the rebound, but triple teamed under the basket is Daniel, and he gets tied up. It will go to Scott County. So East Jessamine takes its first shot after about 2 minutes of elapsed in this one. Cards are 2 for 3 from the floor. Glenn with a deep three, way off the mark, rebounded by Schaus. Thompson guarded closely by Glenn and dribbled it off his foot out of bounds. It will go to the Cards. So some early turnovers and jitters for, as we mentioned, a young Jaguar team. J.Z. Middleton, leisurely pace, checks his sneakers on the way down. Open on the right corner is Mosby, knocks it down, 7-zip. Touchdown and an extra point early here for the Cardinals.
The thing that I'm impressed with is Scott County's really getting after it on defense.
Yeah, they are in the half court just all over. There's a foul there as Middleton will get called, but they've been getting away with the aggressive approach, getting the hands in there, deflecting passes. And as always, Scott County likes to chart those deflections, even when they don't get turnovers out of them. There's a steal by Haynes. So it is all going Scott County's way. Haynes spins, shoots. Can't get it to over on the left corner. Now stopped on the baseline. He'll have to get rid of it. They'll take an open three from up top, deep, and it goes. First points of the game for East Jessamine come from Turner Schaus. It's a three-pointer with 4:30 remaining in the opening quarter. Backdoor, Mosby can't get the finish, however, and the rebound comes down to Bryson Hubbard. Hubbard up ahead. Now he'll kick it to the corner. Open man again. No good. Back rim. Rebounded. It's kicked around. On the floor is Mosby. He can't get any help. Now he finds Hamilton. Hamilton up ahead to Middleton for an uncontested layup. Then the contest came in late and a foul.
And a hard contest.
Yeah, it was a hard contest as the gentleman from East Jessamine got his money's worth to send Jay-Z to the line.
And the one thing I can always remember, Cal, is, being around with, listening to Coach Hicks and, you're talking about that hard man-to-man defense. He always told me, he said, at some point, we get out there and play that real hard man-to-man and, officials will get tired of calling fouls. And said, we'll just keep knocking and bumping and banging and, hopefully they just won't call that foul the whole game.
Sometimes you're allowed to dictate the style of play as Middleton sinks both free throws. 4 of the 5 starters are on the board. It's 9-3. Down in London, Scott County girls trailing 18-12 to North Laurel after the first quarter. And there's another aggressive steal that they're going to call the foul on Andrew Wilhite.
I think they called
it.
No,
they called it the other way. It was the other number 1. So they did call it on.
Yeah, after he stole it.
So Andrew will get credit for the steal, and it will be Scott County ball. Good catch there. Cards ball up 9-3, 3:50 to play first quarter. It's all going well so far for SC. Here's a three-point attempt from Bryson Tackett. Back rim, no good. Tackett's one of the new faces you're going to see in there. He started at least one of the preseason games. He'll get the steal here. He had Middleton up ahead, didn't see him, and now he spins away from traffic. Now he kicks it to Jay-Z for an open three. Bingo! Timeout East Jessamine, 12-3 Scott County. And the Cards have it going early. Offensively, they're getting the shots they want, Coach.
Yeah, and I think that, Coach Glenn did tell me that just, because of Micah's a little bit of an injury and Jeremy just coming out of football, that he was going to play him in 4 or 5 minute spurts, take him out for a few minutes, and then play him back again for 4 or 5 minute spurts. And that's look like what he did when he put Tackett and Wilhite in is, get Micah a little break on the bench and get Jeremy a little break on the bench. And, after about 3 or 4 minutes down on the bench, get them right back in there so they can kind of play themselves into the shape that they need to be in.
Yeah, I mean, football, basketball shape are different. Not only that, you saw as well as I did at that last football game, Jeremy was limping around quite a bit. So It takes a while to shake off.
Sometimes they say those high ankle sprains are worse than breaks.
Yeah, they take just as long to heal fully. Pressure in the backcourt again and thrown away again. Haynes will make the intercept on the hop, and he'll get it to Middleton. Cards quickly again. Middleton thinks about the shot. Now he kicks it back to Mosby. We'll get a better shot from Middleton from that corner. He's hit 2 in a row from there, and it is all Scott County. 15-3.
Just the extra pass there just got Middleton wide open.
Jay-Z has 8 points in this opening quarter.
Good job taking the
charge.
charge.
Drive, steps in front of it. Bryson Tackett getting it done on the defensive end. We call the foul on number 5.
I think the coach for East Jessamine thought that Tackett might have been too far under the basket to take that charge.
Yeah, he got there just in the nick of time. From our vantage point, down below us, immediately below us. Mosby high pass, flagged down by Haynes. Now a deep 3 from Middleton, why not? A little heat check, but he missed it a little too strong, and the rebound comes down to the Jaguars. Quick drive by East Jess, little foul out front. They're going to get that one on Mosby. Checking in Marion McGrath, seeing his first action. That's another name you'll hear coming off the bench. We said a little more depth this year. They like what they've seen out of Noah Gallagher, Eli Moody as well. They may play 9 or 10 most nights. Stopped at the baseline by Mosby. Daniel had to find the open man and reset. Now a nice backdoor cut, but blocked by Mosby and rebounded by Tackett. Here come the Cards on the break. Tackett will drop it for Middleton, who will swing it over to Wilhite. Wilhite back to Middleton, has to get a handle on it now inside. Mosby with a nice fake and a drive, missed it. Rebound tipped around, it'll go to the Jags.
Boy, had a good pass, good look, just didn't finish.
Couldn't get the finish. Nice little head fake and then drove to the basket.
Just seems like right now East Jessamine is a little out of sync with their offense, and every pass is contested.
And there's another steal. Middleton will have an easy layup. Middleton in double digits already with 10. And it's a 17-3 lead, 75 seconds to play in the opening quarter. East Jessamine, you can see the body language. They're frustrated. There's another turnover as a quick dish from Daniel went off the fingers of Lockett. And it's back to Scott County. I'm betting that's at least half a dozen turnovers for the Jags. Mosby left baseline drive, reverse layup. Probably got a little too cute there and missed it. Rebound to East Jess. Guarded by Mosby and Tackett again. They will get a corner 3 out of it. Daniel left it short. Mosby with the easy rebound. 3-on-2. Mosby will dribble through it. Now the backwards pass. Bounces it to the corner. Nice second effort and rebound by McGrath.
Just ran right down the middle and nobody. I think another knock away in the backcourt. But
you got to like chances. You got to like Middleton's chances of hitting that corner 3. But when he doesn't, McGrath right there, Johnny on the spot. 19-3. 30 seconds remaining here in the opening period as Hamilton checks back in. Jay-Z Middleton will sit down. He's probably taking a couple of shots that Coach Glenn didn't want there, but by and large, when the guy's hot, you got to stay with it.
Absolutely.
Hubbard dishes. Another 3 that's off the mark, but Hubbard charges in for the rebound. He'll try to post up McGrath. He'll get it partially blocked. McGrath tears away the board. 13 seconds. Cards will have a chance to take the final shot. Glenn will dribble it out and do just that. 5, 3. Probably not the shot they wanted.
They got it.
Hot. Glenn a turnaround 3 from 23 feet. Nothing but net. Your score after the opening stanza: Scott County 22, East Jessamine 3. One field goal and a whole bunch of turnovers from the Jags. It's been impressive.
Yeah, I know Coach Glenn's really got to be happy with the intensity the team came out with, especially on the defensive end, getting some shots to go. All that really was made for a great first quarter when you're playing on both ends of the floor, as well as they played in that first quarter on both ends.
A buzzer-beating, spinning three-pointer by Micah Glenn to get himself on the board. We've had 6 different Cardinals score. Of course, Middleton with the 10 points. It will be East Jessamine's ball to start the second quarter. They are down 19. Crosstown, Great Crossing 16, West Jess 14 at the end of the first quarter. There is another almost steal. You can't get the reverse layup to fall. Glenn pulls down the rebound. Up ahead quickly to Middleton. Glenn gets it back. Little scoop shot. It went down. We'll see if they called that. I guess an offensive foul. East Jessamine just trying to get anything started. Now we have another whistle, foul out front. We're starting to get some of that contact out
front called.
Eventually it had to happen. There's a drive and a miss. And an offensive rebound and a block by Hamilton into the first row of the bleachers. Get that out of here. And the student section coming to life.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that I see really, Cal, is, with Scott County putting so much pressure out front, is when the shot does get to the rim, sometimes East Jessamine's getting in there and getting a few offensive rebounds, and that might be something that Coach Glenn really wants to work on, is the fact that, when you're playing that scrambling defense, you still got to find guys and block out when the ball gets up to the rim.
And this isn't an overly big Cardinal team. You've got some guys that play big like Jeremy, but he's listed at 6'1". Mosby's listed at 6'4". He's wiry, to be sure. So they are going to have to – it's going to be a team rebounding thing. There's a deep three that goes down for Thompson. And this is something that especially Scott County didn't jump on an opponent. They were playing from behind an awful lot, even in the games where they came back and won. So this is good to see. There's a runner that goes down by Schaus. Turner Schaus has 5 of the 8 for East Jess. They trail by 17. Glenn, he dared to take a deep three. Instead, he dishes off. The Mosby had a nice post up by Hamilton. Makes it easy, 27-8. There's a lazy pass that gets intercepted by Hamilton.
Good hit ahead by Jeremy.
And a nice look to Middleton. I was going to say, we've seen the interceptions from Hamilton before in another environment, and quite often points are scored as a result. And the same thing happened here. 29-8 is your total, as another turnover. Sort of forced by Haynes, but really East Jessamine just playing a little out of control. J.Z. Middleton with the ball. He has 12 points. He's outscored East Jessamine by himself. With 5:30 to go in the half, he'll get the ball here. Dish inside to Haynes. Haynes with a little Euro step and a cash in at the rim, 31-8.
Off a little pick and roll action.
Haynes has 4. Middleton's got that bunch of points, but I like the balance otherwise. And there is another giveaway. Glenn got a hand in there, but it was off of East Jessamine. Tackett and Wilhite will check back in. And Hamilton and Mosby will get a breather. J.Z. Middleton taking his sweet time here. It's the slowest Scott County has moved the ball all night. Even that opening possession, they were constant movement. Glenn misses but gets a second chance, left it short. Rebound to Schaus. And East Jessamine will come away with it, 4:44 to play in the first half. They are down 23. Floater off the back of the rim is good for Daniel. His first 2 points of the night puts him in double digits, 31-10. Haynes thought about it, thought better of it. Now it's the give and go, and he gets the little almost dunk. We'll call it a soft dunk. 33-10, backdoor cut. And Scott County shooting at a very high percentage. Steal by Tackett. Scott County has numbers. Tackett will take it to the rim himself. Can't get it to fall. Rebound comes down to Hubbard. Showtime so far, midway through the second quarter, 33-10 Scott County. Another case of picking up the dribble and almost getting it taken away. Deflection. Oh, they're going to say it was off East Jessamine as Middleton just got in his face and forced another turnover. And their turnovers have to be ahead of their points right now.
Oh, I would say way ahead.
At least a dozen. You see our first of Noah Gallagher. He is a 6'3" sophomore, has some range. Bounce pass inside to Haynes, will fall away from the baseline, is no good. That's one of the few quick shots that Scott County's taken tonight where they didn't pass it up for a better one. They get it inside to the big guy. Now they'll kick it out. They try to force it back inside, and it's taken away. Middleton once again with the fast break. He gets fouled, gets up quickly. Didn't like how he was fouled. And again, the student section comes to life. Jay-Z will get to express himself at the free throw line.
Yeah, I think just East Jessamine is just a little frustrated with what's going on out there. That seems like none of their offensive sets are being very productive. Scott County's so tough on them on defense, and
Middleton misses the first long. Hamilton will check in. Tackett will sit down. Girls game not going as well. North Laurel up 39-14 last minute of the first half. It's going to be a work in progress for the Lady Cards this year, I think. Middleton with the free throw. Gets the second one to go down, 34-10. Under 3 minutes to play in the half. Foul there by Gallagher will send Thompson to the line.
Yeah, and that was one of those things. He was in pretty good position defensively and just kind of reached to try to block the shot and really didn't have to. Wasn't a real high percentage shot that East Jessamine was taking right there.
First trip to the line for the Jaguars. And Mr. Thompson having to deal with the Cameron Crazies behind the basket. Misses the first one. He can't get the second one to go down either. Scramble for the rebound that will go to Scott County. (41-14) is your halftime score in the girls' game.
And at one time, wasn't it 16-14?
Something, yeah. I think that might have been a shutout of a quarter. A 25-0 run. That's a three for Middleton. Looked like it was on line, but he left it shy. And the rebound comes down to Schaus. Long on the shot, rebound to Gallagher. A deep three for Isaiah Haynes, who has 9. East Jess, little head fake and a 3. Still can't get it to go down. They are just, their frustration in all areas is palpable. There's Wilhite with a 3, in and out. Rebound to the Jags. Quickly up with it is Frazier. Schaus guarded by Haynes. Now he'll get it knocked away by Gallagher. Middleton 3-on-1. Haynes for the lay-in. He wanted to dunk it and thought better of it. Haynes in double digits with 11. Middleton with 13.
Looks like at the next break, Scott County's coming with 5 new guys.
They might as well get some guys in the game. Some dry shirts. That was blocked but recovered and laid in by Daniel. 39-12 with just over a minute to play in the half. Those 5 may not get to check in as the Cards may be content to pass it around a little bit here. Now Haynes will take a 3. No good. A rebound to Thompson. Thompson up ahead quickly. East Jessamine's got to work quickly if they want to make this respectable. They'll get a chance for an and 1. The scoop shot there is good by Daniel. He has 6 this quarter. And here comes the second wave with McGrath, Tackett. Glenn checks back in. Mosby checks back in. And Tristan Christopher, 5'9" freshman, makes his first appearance at the varsity level. Chance for a 3-point play to cut it to 2 dozen and gets it to roll in. So Daniel with a team high 7 for East Jessamine. 43 seconds remaining in the half. Well, handsy defense there is going to get called. That's the 6th team foul on the Jaguars, so no 1-on-1 yet. 35.9 seconds, clock stop. Christopher inbounds to Glenn.
Good
nice
pass.
Backdoor cut by Mosby. Perfectly timed pass as well. 41-15. And we'll see if the Jags settle for the final shot and go patch up their wounds. Schaus dribbles behind his back, now has a drive, gets it blocked by McGrath. McGrath's going to bring some hard-nosed defense this season.
Yeah, it just seems like Scott County is very, very unselfish on the offensive end.
Floater gets it to roll in to Schaus. Kind of an awkward shot, and there's a heavy collision. Micah Glenn gets up. Fortunately, you said he's got that brace on that problematic right knee of his. That's a 1-and-1 with 3.6 seconds. Cards finally in the bonus. Glenn can't get it to fall. Mosby had his hands on the rebound, and he'll get
2 shots this time.
Banged by Tackett. Yeah, I think they'll call it a shooting foul as he was going back up with it. 2.6 seconds remaining, and Nick Mosby will get 2 from the line. He has 5 points tonight. Leading returning scorer, now actually in terms of total points he is. In terms of average, he's not. That goes to Isaiah Haynes. Both were double-digit guys last year. As Mosby gets the first to fall, he'll have another. It has been a first half dominated by the Scott County Cardinals, who will be up at least 25 and maybe 26 as they go into the locker room. Mosby 2 for 2, 7 points in the half, 43-17, 1 second, and shot off the wire. above the basket stanchion, no good. Your score through 16 minutes, Scott County 43, East Jessamine 17.
Just a really good all-around first half by Scott County. Didn't seem like that they had those early jitters. You know, like you expect some teams to come out and maybe have those early jitters. It seemed like that, you know, they were really focused, had their mind on what they were doing, very unselfish offensively, tenacious defensively, and it leads to a big lead at halftime for the Cardinals.
It is a spacious 26-point advantage. We will get to some of the stats, hopefully, if we get them from Coach Hendricks. If not, I've got scoring at least. We'll get an update from the other boys' game as well. At halftime, looks like a tight one over at Great Crossing as well. Maybe the only tight one tonight. Now it's a 34-26 lead for West Jessamine. No, excuse me, for Great Crossing.
Is that at the half?
That is at the half. So both boys' teams in front. We'll get some stats from that game also. But we'll go down the scoring list from this one. It won't take us long for East Jess. Daniel, that is Isaiah Daniel with 7. Turner Schaus with 7. And Nicholas Thompson with 3 for a total of 17. That is the first half scoring for East Jessamine. For the Cardinals, J.Z. Middleton with 13, Isaiah Haynes with 11, Micah Glenn with 6, Nick Mosby with 7, Jeremy Hamilton with 4 for the total of 43. I'd love to see the percentages because it's probably above 50% for the Cardinals and probably right around that 20% mark for the Jaguars. Got to be happy if you're Coach Glenn, I would think, with the shot selection here in the first half.
Yeah, here comes Tom Hendricks right now. Look like with a few stats.
Oh, we'll like that. I always like to be able to get a read on if what we think we're seeing is what we're actually seeing. Surprised he didn't get Connor Wilhite to run him up the stairs or something. You know, his young, aggressive legs.
Yeah, it's you know, I'm curious to see Scott County's and East Jessamine, their turnover. There comes. Speaking of Connor Wilhite, here he comes.
I speculated. Ask and you shall receive. Thank you, Connor. Appreciate
it. Scott County's points off turnovers and Scott County's, you know, the number of East Jessamine's turnovers and Scott County's points per possession.
It's going to be telling, I am sure. Turnovers. Scott County. How many turnovers do you think Scott County has?
4?
0. 17 for East Jessamine. 17-0. Points off turnovers. 20-0. 3-pointers, 18-6. Points per possession, 1.3 to 0.5. And on it goes. Field goals close to 50%, 48.5. East Jessamine's shooting better than I thought, 36.8. They just can't get. They've taken 19 shots. They have turned it over 17 times. That is not a recipe for success. Rebounds, they have out-rebounded Scott County 19-12. So if you want a point of emphasis, if you're Coach Glenn, it's the boards. They have been out-rebounded -7.
Yeah, and I think a lot of those might be, I don't know how many offensive rebounds that East Jessamine has, but I think that's one thing Scott County will work on when they get back to practice. They play that scrambling type defense and really get after it. And when that ball goes up on the rim, you've got to find and locate guys and get them blocked out.
A lot of those turnovers were unforced, but you did have some steals. Isaiah Haynes had 3, J.Z. Middleton credited with 2, Jeremy Hamilton 2, and Bryson Tackett 2. Block shots by Hamilton, Tackett, and McGrath. 3 assists each from Glenn and Middleton. When you talk about the ball movement, 11 assists on 16 made field goals. That's got to make Coach Glenn very happy.
Yeah, it's all in all, really, really good first half. And, when you can get your season started off and, just like you talked about that, they had gone through some ups and downs last year, and it makes practice go a lot better the next couple of days when you coming off a really good performance, your team's fired up, and it's still as a coach you have to say, look, guys, we're up 26, but there's still things that we can work on and get better at.
Yeah.
A good coach never stops coaching. Sometimes players, it's hard for them to hear, hey, coach, we're up 26 now.
Yeah, but you don't want to get complacent. And you can, it's easy to do, especially when we're dealing with young people. Heck, I become complacent, and I'm not a young person. Yeah.
Yeah, and, just like you said, it makes practice go, you're coming off a win, you're coming off a good performance. Everybody will be fired up to get back in the gym tomorrow. And now the thing that they have to do is really go out and, don't mail in the second half. Really go back and get after it in the second half and, say, guys, we really got after it for 3, however long if the starters play through 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters, we played a really good 3.5 quarters instead of, I don't think Scott County is in danger of losing a game, but they're in, you don't want to look up and it's a 16-point game midway through the third quarter, come out really relaxed and thinking, hey, we've got all our work done today.
Yeah, I mean, up 26, what you'd really like to do, honestly, is get it to that 35-point threshold.
Yeah, get the running clock going.
Then you don't have to worry about anything, really. We'll get some stats from the girls' game, such as they are. It was Scott County 6 for 24 from the field. Of course, Emma Price is out of the lineup for a while at least. I haven't heard the definitive word on that, but she got hurt in their second preseason game. Tyra Young was 6. Kennedy Tompkins was 6. KT is 3 for 12 from the field. And the other 2 points coming from Belle Banner, who is the young lady that will be taking Price's place in the starting lineup for now. So it's a tough assignment.
Yeah, I think she's an 8th grader, right?
Yeah, I believe so. They've got some talent down there at North Laurel on both the boys and the girls' side. Emily Sizemore with 17 and Chloe McKnight with 10 to lead the North Laurel Jaguars.
So, Cal, what is, I know Scott County boys and girls schedule for the rest of the week?
Yeah, we want to talk about our broadcast schedule because we'll be on the air again Thursday night. We'll be over at Great Crossing they have a game with South Oldham. South Oldham is supposed to be pretty good, so that'll be a test for the Warhawks in that one. And then we'll be back here Friday night for a pretty pivotal district game for the girls. There was a team that ended Scott County's long multi-year winning streak last year, Frederick Douglass, and then Scott County, of course, avenged it in the district championship game. They'll be meeting here Friday night Frederick Douglass coming off a loss to Montgomery County in its opener last night. So it's two teams that will probably be hungry for a win and certainly want to get off on the right foot in the district. So that's where we'll be Friday night. Then on Saturday, the boys are headed over to LCA. They will play Greenwood in a crossroads game at an all-day tournament there at 2:30, 2:45, something like that on Saturday afternoon. Great Crossing will be going to an event at Harrison County to play Augusta. That will be a 3 o'clock start. And then you have the Great Crossing girls who will be playing Dunbar on Friday night on the road. And then Saturday they will be at Frankfort Christian in a district game.
Dunbar's usually been very good.
They were pretty senior dominated last year, but I think they're going to be good again. And all signs point to Franklin County being one of the favorites in both the region and the 41st district again. So Great Crossing girls will have their work cut out there.
Yeah, I know they lost the Miles girl, but they still have some other really good players.
Miles is already either starting or the first player off the bench at Tennessee as a true freshman. Haynes, the beat goes on as he gets one to roll in to start the second half. Quickly, though, East Jessamine answers the big man. Hubbard gets on the board for his first two of the night, 45-19. Haynes to Hamilton. This is like the first possession of the first half. Mosby with a little scoop. Middleton with the dish. 2 for 2 to start the half or the Cards. They're up 28.
That was really good to see that, players didn't come out and said, well, I got to get my points the second half. They moved the ball and found the open person for a layup.
There's a steal by Hamilton. This team has played together for a long time, and it's showing tonight. Middleton tried to get that 3 to go. He couldn't hit. It would have been his third of the night. Rebound taken down by East Jess, and now Hamilton will get called for the foul.
If he'd have just stayed straight up, he'd have been fine. He kind of swiped down on him and got the foul called.
Hubbard got the defensive rebound. Haven't been a lot of misses, so it's hard to say it's been one and done for the Cards because they haven't had a lot of situations like that. Great thing about Scott County's offense tonight is it's a lot of open shots, whether it's open threes, whether it's open layups, getting to the rim. They haven't been contested all that much. Both free throws missed, and the rebound comes down to Haynes as Schaus gets shut out at the line, and the Cards will have a chance to put the lead to 30 or more here as they're getting close to that running clock threshold. Haynes with the follow-away 3. When you're hot, you're hot. As we said, he's got 16 to lead Scott County tonight.
Yeah, they started out at that possession looking for that back pick lob to him, and it wasn't there, and he popped right back out for the 3.
Inside, no good by Hubbard. Rebound, Schaus gets it to bank in. Schaus has 9 points for the Jags of their 21. Glenn with the kick to Haynes. Why not? Can't get it off the glass, though. Mosby does collect the rebound. Now he'll drive the baseline, and he's fouled. So Nick will go to the line. The clock stops at 5:53 remaining third quarter. 29-point lead for the Cardinals. Nick Mosby. This would put him into double digits if he could make one of these, and he does. 30-point advantage. Cards well on their way to avenging a road loss from last year against, as we said, a much more senior-dominated at the time East Jessamine team. Second free throw is missed. East Jess down and a quick shot, and Daniel gets the runner to go in off the glass, 51-23. Deep 3 from Mosby, in and out, rebound Schaus.
Walk.
And some contact. And as you said, you want to stick to the good habits that got you this lead. That 35-point lead is the carrot at the end of the stick, and sometimes it gets tempting to want to go for it quickly. but you don't want to rush your offense. That's the one thing you haven't done most of the night. Tough defense by the Cardinals. Forced East Jessamine into a shot I don't think they wanted to take, but Daniel made it go down from deep left elbow, 51-25. They've cut it to 26. Hamilton up top, over to Middleton. Great ball movement by the Cardinals tonight. On every possession, just about everybody touches the ball in the half-court offense. Haynes, the spin at the foul line, can't get the follow away to go, and Hamilton, a little too aggressive, coming in from behind, will get called for the foul.
Yeah, when 45 for East Jessamine blocks you out, it's there's hardly no getting around him without reaching.
You are at the mercy of 235 pounds. Hamilton will sit down with his fourth personal. Probably won't see him again for a while. Little mini run here for East Jess. Deflected by Haynes, almost taken away by Tackett, but he was standing on the end line. Jaguar ball, 4:25 to play, third quarter. Daniel to inbounds. Bounce pass to Schaus, who gets the layup to go down. So offense looks better for East Jessamine as far as getting the shots that they want this half. But they've got a big hole to dig out of.
I like it that Scott County really doesn't play with this bunch with a true post player. You know, it's a five-man motion.
Just run their motion offense. And speaking of which, Micah Glenn says, what the heck, I'll try another three, and buries it from 20+. And they have East Jessamine doubled up right now, 54-27. Little baby hook for the big man. Mr. Bryson Hubbard gets that to fall. Definitely shooting percentage has picked up for East Jess. They have outscored the Cards by a modest 12-11 margin in this quarter.
Wide open.
Tackett left open, and he will shoot it long and out of bounds into the cheerleaders. McGrath and Wilhite check in. 54-29, Scott County leads at 3:13 to play in the third quarter. Girls game is up to a 55-25 margin, final minute of the third. Stolen away. On the floor was McGrath and got it to Mosby. Glenn cross court to Tackett, thinks about it, now dishes back to Wilhite, and they'll reset it with Nick Mosby. Glenn up top where he's been red hot, can't get that one to go. McGrath the offensive rebound. Nice pass from Mosby to Glenn. He gets it knocked away, recovers, kicks it back to Tackett for a three. Back rim no good. Rebound Mosby. Gets it knocked away and foul. So they definitely have committed themselves to the offensive glass a little bit better lately. On that possession in particular, Mosby will go to the line.
Yeah, I think Mosby might have got 2 offensive rebounds in that series.
McGrath got one as well.
Yeah. And I like McGrath. He comes in and makes the most of his minutes, was on the floor, scrambling around for loose balls, knocking the ball loose.
Lots of energy.
Offensive rebounds.
Mosby knocks down the first free throw. That gives him 11 points. Middleton and Haynes also in double digits. Glenn has 9. So it's the same thing we saw in the preseason. Same scoring pace. Same deal of getting 3 or 4 guys in double figures. Mosby makes them both. He's 5 for 6 from the line tonight.
And in a game like this, I mean, you're going through and developing depth where if you get in foul trouble later in the year in a really tight game, you got guys that have played varsity minutes, meaningful varsity minutes, and know what to do when they get in there.
A miss and another defensive rebound for Scott County. This team struggled from the line to the Cards last year. They're 8 for 11 tonight, which is a little better. They were hovering around that between 50 and 60% a lot of the year, which is uncharacteristic a year ago. There's the drive for Mosby. A nice little floater is good.
Yeah, good pump fake. Got his defender off his feet, went right around him.
They wound up at 66% from the line last year. I didn't remember it being that good, to be honest with you. There's a deep three that's way off the mark for the Jags, rebounded by Glenn. And Tackett will get fouled at half court. That will stop a break more than likely, so it was a good foul. (59-27) is the score after 3 quarters in the girls' game. North Laurel on top. And the ball kicked. It will stay at this end with the Cardinals. Ticking down to the final 80 seconds of this third quarter. 29-point lead for the Cardinals. Great crossing with a comfortable 49-35 lead after 3 quarters in the other game. Final minute, scoop shot by Middleton, wild, and he'll get called for the foul on the rebounding action. 49.4 seconds. It will be going the other way.
Yeah, the first 4 or 5 passes didn't look like, they were really looking to score. The other times in offense when they've been running that, they look like every pass the guy, was really looking to score there. The first 4 or 5 almost looked like it was trying to burn a little time.
3-point catch and shoot is no good, but good offensive rebound. Blocked, though, by Tackett. And coming back the other way is Scott County. Probably content to take the final shot of the third quarter. A little 30-second timeout for Coach Tim Glenn. Might as well use them. You're not going to be able to take them with you.
Right. It's a good opportunity.
It's situational
thing.
Situational
thing. All right, here we are, guys. Play it like it's a tie game. 13 and a half seconds left. Let's see if we can get the shot that we want here in this 13 and a half seconds.
One thing I noticed, even last year with the ups and downs, this team was very good at those plays out of huddles, out of timeouts. They were efficient getting the shot they wanted.
I almost bet they look to get Haynes on that back pick lob play here.
We'll see what they've concocted. 10 seconds. Middleton with the ball inside to Haynes. He wants to take it to the rim. He's contested by Schaus. It's knocked away.
And he reached out and touched it before it went out of bounds.
So it's going to go to the Jags, and they will get the last shot. So I jinxed it by saying they were efficient on those. That is a 70-footer that is
close.
Not quite there. It was on the run. It was on the line, but just stopped a little short and a little right. 58-29 is your score after 3.
Guy, what are we looking at for all the teams for the Toyota Classic next week?
My goodness, I'm glad you asked. It's hard to think about. We're not used to thinking about that this early.
In December. It's usually a January deal.
Can you imagine? Let's see what we've got. On the girls' side, of course, you've got Great Crossing, Franklin County, Simon Kenton, and Scott County.
Well, that's I know Simon Kenton's usually always strong. Franklin County's strong.
All those teams are going to be tough for. That's a district game. Franklin County and Great Crossing right out of the chute. It's going to be a 41st district matchup. And it's going to count toward the district standings. And then on the boys' side, South Laurel, West Jess, LCA, Holy Cross Covington, Frederick Douglass, and Lafayette, along with the two home teams. So some city competition, some Northern Kentucky competition, and some Eastern Kentucky competitions. That should be good as we've got the stats after 3. We'll get to those during the break, but there's a nice little reverse layup from Schaus.
And Hamilton, they're playing with 4 fouls.
He's in there. He might as well. I mean, it's a game where if you lose him, it's not the end of the world, right?
Yeah, well, I was going to say playing with 4 fouls really didn't get after it on defense like he would with 1 foul.
You got to kind of lay off. It's also good for him to be in there practicing situations like that where if you have 4 fouls against a team like Henry Clay in a game that means something. There's a chance for Moody from 3, in and out, but a nice aggressive rebound by Hamilton. Makes the layup. He's got 6 points.
And I can remember Jeremy in that run that Scott County made. He was such a great role player during that year,
right,
and he rebounded and played defense. And he got a ton of putbacks in those games.
He will clean up the garbage. 2 misses, including a block from Christian Everly. You got some new faces in the game. Middleton picks up his dribble, dishes to Hamilton for a 3. That's an air ball. That's not his shot. I've seen him make it before, but it's generally not his shot. That is a wild shot at the other end, and Woolheit will come away. I just saw the other night, by the way, Jeremy's brother Taryn is now playing at Union College.
Yeah, I saw that.
He spent a year down in Pensacola, Florida, at the JUCO level. Pensacola State. That's a block by Schaus and a rebound.
Steal by Wilhite.
For Hubbard, but Andrew took it away and lays it in and gets fouled hard. He'll pay the price for his trip to the line, but he'll get one.
I think the pull and tackle got him.
Yes, and he got his money's worth. Andrew Wilhite will try to complete the 3-point play. He gets on the board. Missed the free throw. 62-31, 6 minutes to play. They haven't been able to get it to that 35-point threshold.
Well, that was thrown straight out of bounds.
Turnover. A bounce pass that did not reach its intended target. And Jay-Z Middleton will bring it back this way for the Cardinals. We're in complete command. They have led it all the way. Drive and dish.
Hamilton.
No good, but guess who on the putback? Strong side, 8 points for Jeremy, and then a new 5 will check in at the next horn. Partially blocked by Wilhite, and they're going to get a late call on somebody. It's going to be on Andrew. Use a little leverage to get the rebound, I guess. 5:19 to play. At the line for East Jessamine, Daniel, he's got 11 points. Schaus leads the Jaguars with 13. So between the two of them, they now have 25 of the 32 as Schaus, or rather Daniel, gets the first free throw to fall. wholesale substitution for the white shirts. Cardinals they don't always win their season opener. A lot of years they're getting guys back from football and things of that nature and get off to a late start, and sometimes there's a tough opponent out of the gate.
Yeah, I can remember.
Seemed like they always used to play Ballard first every year and get sometimes drilled, or sometimes they'd get theirs too. But Glenn makes his fourth three of the night. He's got 12 all on three-pointers. That one from the left wing. It's a 34-point lead under 5 minutes. Getting the hands in there a little too aggressively is Tristan Christopher, the freshman. He'll get called for the foul. It's the team 6, so the next one will be the bonus.
The one thing about Christopher, noticing him, he is fast playing on that ball.
Yeah, he has a nose for it. There's a three-point attempt for East Jess that is off the mark. Rebound, though, and a nice dish. The finish for Schaus, but the nice pass from number 12, Miles Radford. A little out of control was Glenn. Now he'll stop along the baseline, shoot it a little too strong. A rebound of the Jags. You just can't get to 35. That shot's short. Rebound Cards. Noah Gallagher in there, grabs that carom. Haynes will try to get it to the magic number. No good, but the rebound to Mosby. Now he'll step back. Micah Glenn on the drive. The scoop, off balance. Rebound Gallagher. Mosby, step back. Now he'll dish to Gallagher. 3:51 and counting.
We'll reset that offense and go.
Christopher, you said it. He is quick. Quick to the rim. Missed that one. We'll see a lot more of that young man, a ninth grader. Will foul up top, and coming down a little awkwardly and limping away is Daniel. I think he's all right. Final minute of the girls' game ticking down. Scott County is going to go down and defeat at North Laurel. It is 73-42. Quaddy Miles checking into the game. Daniel missed the free throws and a turnover. Jags will get it back. A lot of new faces in there for the Cards now. It's still kind of a mix and match. Mosby and Haynes still in there. Haynes will come away with a rebound quickly up the court. He'll take it end to end but miss. And the rebound comes down to Daniel. Daniel will go coast to coast and lay it in. Little playground basketball taken over with 3 minutes to go, 67-37. It's one all over but the final score.
Coach Glenn really wanting to run offense here. Run offense. See what...
Haynes for three, no. Rebound Mosby in the clear for an easy layup. Nick Mosby has 16. It's going to be a tough call for who the player of the game is. You've got incredible balance. That shot is way off. Miles with the rebound. That's a swish from Mosby.
I think he wants to get Mosby and Haynes out of the game. They're called a timeout.
That's the 35-point margin we've been clamoring for with 2:02 to play. Final 122 seconds will be running. Mosby will check out of the game with 19 points. Middleton had 5 assists through 3 quarters, along with 13 points. I like the way he ran the offense tonight. Mosby was good on the boards. There's a steal. For the Cardinals, Eli Moody. Now it's complete new faces in the game. Gallagher will get tripped up, but he's calling for travel, I guess. Everybody has played tonight. Danny Armstrong getting his first varsity appearance. Along with another JV player who shall remain nameless because he's not on my roster. And he's not on Coach Hendrick's roster either. He's not in the book. That is a miss and a rebound to Miles. We're in the final minute. Deep three. Off, rebound Jaguars. Final score was North Laurel 77, Scott County 42 in the girls' game. Girls will be back here Friday night to host Douglas.
Yeah, out of the fry pan and into the fire Friday.
No doubt. That is going to be a tough. They've got two really good players in Wallace and Darrington to Douglas. They're young in some other spots, but young in many spots right now, the Cards. There's a good take by Miles. 74-37. Final seconds ticking away. There'll be another foul. Clock does stop for that.
Well, I know Coach Glenn has got to be happy to get the season off this way. And just like I said earlier, it's, you've been waiting around since last February or March to actually play in a game. And kids been working out all summer, playing all summer. Working out, I've seen Coach Glenn's had him down there in the weight room, and
the work has paid off.
Yeah.
Offensively and defensively, this team looks sharp tonight. The competition will get better, but you only have one chance to go 1-0, and they've done it. There's the horn. 74-36 is your final. The other game just went final as well. Great Crossing 67-50. So the boys sweep tonight. And we'll get some final stats before we go off the air in this one. I'll tell you, scoring-wise, Nick Mosby had 19 points to lead the Cards. Isaiah Haynes had 16. Jay-Z Middleton, 13 with at least 5 assists. Micah Glenn, 12, as we said, 4 3-pointers. Jeremy Hamilton, 8. Roddy Miles, 2. Lamarian McGrath, 2. Andrew Wilhite, 2. For your total of 74. 15 points apiece for Isaiah Daniel and Turner Schaus for East Jessamine. 74-39, your final. A reminder that we'll be back on the network on Thursday night. I'll be back on the network as Great Crossing will host South Oldham.
Yeah, it sounded like from talking to Mr. Wells that South Oldham's going to bring a good team in.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. In the summertime, they were looking pretty sharp against Great Crossing, so that'll be a test for the Warhawks. We'll announce that our Bluegrass Orthopedics player of the game is J.Z. Middleton. I just like the start that he got the Cardinals off to tonight and the consistency with which he ran the offense, as we said, at least 5 assists, and he might have had a couple more in that fourth quarter. So congratulations to J.Z. And on behalf of DT Wells, Brett Smith, James Scoggin, Mike Scoggin, and my broadcast partner, Coach Scott Willard, I'm merely Cal Oaks saying good night from Scott County High School, where your final score, the Scott County Cardinals in the season opener, 74, the East Jessamine Jaguars, 39. See you Thursday. Good night, everybody.
Great job, Mr. Oates.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate the help. We'll see you when we see you next time, I guess.